everyone, my name is Zachary as always, and today I am talking Bendy and the Ink Machine. Specifically, we are talking about the Bendy and the Ink Machine books, specifically Bendy, Fade to Black, Bendy and the Dark Revival, and Bendy and the Ink Machines, The Lost Ones, and it all ties all three of the two books and the one game together into one theory. Let's go. So, first we probably need to cover Bendy and the Dark Revival. If we remember, at the very end in the post-credit scene for that game, we saw the Ink Machine inside of a Gent truck. And we can see there's different pieces. But going before this, in Bendy the Lost Ones, the main characters found the Ink Machine and little pieces of the important pieces of the factory, like Bendy himself, inside of a small warehouse. And guess where they're loading up stuff in a truck? Guess where they're loading up stuff in a truck from? A factory, which draws it back to this, and this could be the truck, and also mentions how Gent also had something to do with this. And we learned from this book that they're taking items out of a factory and putting them in a truck, which would connect to the factory in this book and the truck in this book. And also, this page 5 of Bendy Fade to Black supports my theory. Let's just read it. Part of a very small slice of history, something that only a choice few ever really knew about, and those who had long forgotten. You would have been a massive crate. Right here. Quote, "You would have been a massive crate, large enough to hold a car, which is the only thing you could think to compare it to. Be craned over, held by large heavy chains. Watch it creak into the wind as Harvey trudges his way over to help steady its ascent from window up high. You'd have seen the word fragile in large black inky letters alongside beneath the word Gent again. You'd have felt the pickup speed. If on this day you have been there, to witness both the beginning of a thing and the end." End quote. This literally shows. So we learned that they're trying to move Gent items from a factory into a truck. In the Lost Ones, they find Bendy himself and the actual Ink Machine inside of a factory. And then in Bendy and the Dark Revival, in the ending, we literally see a giant item being loaded into a Gent truck and being driven away. And then in here, it literally describes this, a large item being put into a truck and being drove away from a factory. Where was the Ink Machine? In a factory in Bendy and the Lost Ones. And if you don't think it's a truck, in the truck, one slowly drives off into the snow, disappearing into the flurries. This shows how Bendy and the Dark Revival connects to both the Lost Ones and Fade to Black. And since Fade to Black is the book that released after Bendy and the Lost Ones, my theory is that Bendy Fade to Black is pretty much a direct sequel to Bendy Fade to Black, because this takes place when they're moving it from a factory, the factory in the Lost Ones, to a different location. And that leads to the events of this book, which kind of connects these events pretty nicely. And then even that sort of hints at both of these books in the actual game. And I think that's so cool how Bendy is actually how the Bendy franchise is incorporating the books. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to cover that theory. If you all enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.